If this message touches your heart, consider supporting it by staying connected and engaging with the words being shared. You can also find more details here and scan if you feel led. This content is created with sincerity, without outside financial backing, and even your smallest support helps us continue sharing messages of hope, faith, and light. Archangel Michael says something beautiful is about to happen in the coming moments. But if you ignore this message, you may miss what heaven is trying to place in your hands. Open your heart now, my child, my beloved, and listen carefully. I am not speaking to frighten you, but because heaven has noticed something unfolding in your life that even you may not fully understand yet. There is a quiet movement happening behind the scenes, gentle but powerful, and it has already started moving toward you. The heaviness you felt earlier was not your imagination, and neither was the strange pull that brought you to this message. That pull was not random. It was a signal from the unseen realm. Something beautiful is aligning for you in the coming moments, and it is delicate. This is the kind of blessing that does not require you to be perfect, but it does require your attention. If you turn away now, you may not lose everything, but you may lose the moment heaven prepared for you. And that kind of loss would feel heavier than the struggles you have already survived. My child, my beloved, before I go deeper, let me speak to your heart gently. If these words touch even the smallest place inside you, if you feel calm, hope, or tears rising without knowing why, then stay close to this message. Remain connected to these divine reminders, because this is not the first time your name has been whispered in the unseen. Heaven has been calling you before you even knew how to answer. And now that your spirit is listening, do not drift away from the place where confirmation is meeting you. Staying connected is not about numbers, attention, or appearance. It is about alignment. And alignment is exactly what is beginning to happen in your life right now. Beloved, there are moments when God allows blessings to arrive loudly with signs everyone can see. But there are also moments when blessings arrive quietly, softly, almost secretly. This one is quiet, and that is why your spirit must pay attention. That is why it is easy to miss. That is why distractions are suddenly increasing around you. Notice how your mind wants to rush away, scroll away, or delay. Not resistance is not coming from you. It is coming from fear that this blessing will change you, and it will. In the coming moments, something will soften, open, or unlock either within you or around you, and it will feel small at first, but small doors often lead to rooms that change an entire life. My child, my beloved, you have cried before over things that did not work out. You replayed conversations, chances, and moments where you thought, if only I had known. Heaven remembers those tears. That is why I am speaking now. What is coming is not a punishment test. It is a timing test. Will you stay present? Will you trust the nudge? Will you listen when your heart feels a quiet yes, even if your mind hesitates? The beauty arriving does not come to force itself into your hands. It waits for permission. Beloved, I see how tired you are of waiting. I see how you've learned to expect disappointment so you won't feel foolish for hoping. But hope is not foolish. It is remembered in heaven. Something connected to joy, relief, or clarity is lining up right now. It may come as a message, a call, an idea, a sudden peace for an unexpected opening. do not measure it too quickly. Miracles rarely announce themselves loudly at first. They whisper, and then they grow. My child, my beloved, if you ignore this moment, it will not mean God has love. A strange sadness without knowing why. So close, and you looked away. I do not say this to scare you. I say this because you are ready, and heaven does not want you to doubt yourself again. This is a moment of choosing awareness over autopilot. Beloved, breathe slowly for a second. Feel your chest. Feel the quiet strength that is still inside you, even after everything you've been through. That strength is being noticed right now. The coming moments carry a window or something can pass through that has been delayed. Repeat for longer than you realize. Stay open. Stay gentle. Stay receptive. Even doing nothing but listening is an act of faith. My child, my beloved, you are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not late. You are on the edge. And edges can feel uncomfortable because they are old versions of you fall away. What is beautiful about to happen will remind you that your life is still being guided, still being my child, my beloved. That itself is already a sign. Many feel the pull and still walk away, but you listen to the quiet voice that asked you to pause. Heaven always notices when you pause. Right now, something unseen is rearranging itself gently around your life. Like you may not feel excitement yet. You may even feel nothing. That is okay. Some of the most beautiful moments that arrived wrapped in stillness before they bloom into clarity. Beloved, let me tell you something important that you understand. Not every miracle arrives as a sudden explosion of joy. Summarize as relief. Summarize is understanding. Summarize as the removal of a burden you thought you had to carry forever. In the coming moments, what is coming for you may not look dramatic on the outside, but inside it will feel like something low. That feeling alone will be worth more than what you have been chasing. My child, my beloved, I know you have been questioning yourself lately. Wondering if you made the right choices, wondering if you missed your moment, wondering if others are moving ahead while you remain stuck. Heaven has heard those thoughts, even the ones you never spoke out loud, and heaven does not judge you for them. Instead, it responds with timing. This moment is part of that response. You are not being rushed. You are being invited. Beloved, there is a reason this message feels personal. It is because it is. What is aligning now is connected to your heart, not just your circumstances. It may involve a person, a decision, a chance, or a realization that shifts how you see yourself. Do not dismiss small signs. Do not say, "It's nothing. That brings peace is nothing." My child, my beloved, you have survived days you thought would break you. Learn to smile when your heart felt heavy. You learned to keep going even when answers did not come. That strength has prepared you for this moment, because what is coming requires softness, not armor. You don't need to fight. You don't need to prove anything. You only need to receive. My child, my beloved, remember this clearly. You are not chasing this moment. It is meeting you. That is why you do not need to force anything. Do not overthink. Do not analyze every second. Just remain aware. Remain open. Remain kind to yourself. The more relaxed you are, the easier it can arrive. Beloved, in the coming moments, you may look back at this moment and realize how calm everything is. That calm is not emptiness. It is preparation. Storms do not always announce change. Sometimes silence does. Stay present. Stay gentle. Stay trusting. My child, my beloved, let me draw you a little closer now. Understood. There are moments when heaven leans in quietly, not to overwhelm you, but to make sure you do not miss the softness of what is coming. This is one of those moments. The coming moments are not about rushing towards something new. They are about allowing what has already chosen you to finally reach you. And yes, it has already chosen you. Beloved, there is a reason your heart feels alert right now, even if your body feels. Your spirit recognizes timing before your mind does. That inner awareness you feel is not anxiety, it is anticipation without noise. You have been standing at the edge of a shift longer than you realize. And this divine day, the ground beneath you is steady enough for the step you are about to take. Even if you don't consciously decide to take it. My child, my beloved, you have been stronger than you were ever meant to be for too long, thinking it was normal, thinking everyone else managed just, but heaven saw the quiet strain. The way you kept going without complaint, the way you smiled while holding questions no one answered, that endurance did not go unnoticed. What is coming now is not another test of strength. It is a response to it. Beloved, in these coming moments, pay attention to what feels like her. Pay attention to what no longer triggers the same heaviness. Sometimes the miracle is the absence of pain you expected to feel. Sometimes it is the calm we're worried used to live. This is how restoration begins, not with fireworks, but with peace reclaiming. Play inside you. My child, my beloved, if a door opens emotionally, mentally, or physically, do not hesitate because of the past. But it does not get to decide your future. This moment is not asking you to forget what hurt you. It is asking you to stop letting that hurts speak louder than your intuition. You are wiser now. You are safer now. You are ready now. Beloved, I want you to remember this clearly. Nothing meant for you will require you to. Nothing meant for you will confuse your spirit or drain your peace. What arrives in alignment will feel calm, even if it brings change. That calm is your confirmation. Trust it. My child, my beloved, there may be a brief moment this divine day when doubt tries to whisper, telling you that you imagined all of this, that nothing is really happening. That whisper is not truth, it is habit. Habits fade when something new takes root. Do not argue with the doubt, simply do not follow it. Let it pass like a cloud that does not change the sky. Beloved, the beauty approaching you does not need perfection to stay. It needs presence. It needs your willingness to notice, to receive, and to believe that good things are still allowed to. What happened to you, they are. More than you know. My child, my beloved, breathe again slowly. Let your shoulders drop. Let your thoughts soften. You are not late. you are not forgotten. You are exactly where you need to be for what is about to unfold. Stay here in awareness. Stay open in heart. Stay gentle with yourself. My child, my beloved, I will speak slowly now and deeply, because this part is not meant to rush past your heart. It is meant to sink in. You have reached a point where heaven is no longer asking you to wait silently. It is asking you to notice what is shifting inside you as these words unfold. Notice how something feels steadier than before. That steadiness is not coincidence. It is preparation. Beloved, you have spent a long time thinking that your life was paused, that nothing significant. But what you did not see was the quiet work happening beneath the surface. Roots grow in darkness before anything is visible above the ground. Your life has been growing roots, strong ones. That is why, when what is coming arrives, it will not collapse under pressure. It will stand. My child, my beloved, in the coming moments you may remember something you once prayed for and almost forgot. Survival took your focus. Endurance took your energy. But now you are no longer just surviving. You are arriving. And when that memory surfaces, do not dismiss it as being returned to you for a reason. You learn to avoid certain thoughts, certain hopes, certain questions. Heaven is gently reopening those spaces, not to wound you again, but to show you that we are no longer dangerous. What once hurt you does not hold the same power now. You have grown beyond it, even if you did not notice when that happened. My child, my beloved, listen carefully to this truth. You are not being asked to chase what is coming. Chasing implies fear of loss. What is meant for you is already moving toward you at the right pace. Your role is not to run. It is to remain available in heart, available in awareness, available in trust. That availability is rare and it is precious, usually. Do a softer response, a braver silence, a kinder boundary. Do not ignore that urge. That is alignment expressing itself through you. Small choices made in alignment can open doors that force could never unlock. My child, my beloved, I know you sometimes wonder why certain things had to be so hard, why the lessons came through pain, and why clarity seemed to arrive so late. But heaven does not waste suffering. Every experience you endured refined your discernment and prepared you to recognize what is truly meant for you. You now know how peace feels when it enters the room. You know how truth sounds when it speaks softly instead of demanding attention. That recognition is what allows this moment to unfold safely in your life, because you are no longer easily deceived by noise, pressure, or fear. You have learned the difference between urgency and divine timing. My child, my beloved, listen carefully to this truth. You are not being asked to chase. Chasing comes from fear, from the belief that what belongs to you might disappear if you do not run after it. But what is truly meant for you is already moving toward you at the right pace. Your role is not to panic, but to remain open. Remain available in your heart. Remain available in your awareness. Remain available in trust, even when you do not yet see the full picture. That kind of availability is rare sacred, and precious in the eyes of heaven. Beloved, there may soon come a moment when you feel led to choose differently than you usually would. It may be a softer response, a braver silence, or a kinder boundary. Do not ignore that quiet prompting. That is alignment beginning to express itself through you. The smallest aligned choice can shift an entire path. A gentle yes, a peaceful no, or a moment of restraint can open doors that striving could never force. Heaven often moves through decisions that look simple on the outside but carry deep power in the spirit. So pay attention to the quiet choices. My child, my beloved, I know you have asked why your road had to be so heavy. You wondered why you had to learn through disappointment, why understanding came after the wound, and why peace took so long to return. But nothing was wasted. Even the hardest chapters were shaping your ability to recognize what is real. Every trial sharpened your spirit. Every delay strengthened your awareness. Every painful ending taught you how to identify peace when it finally arrived. And now that wisdom is protecting the beauty that is approaching you. Beloved, what is coming toward you is not here to overwhelm your life. It is coming to fit into your life, to belong there, and to settle into the places that have waited for something true. That is why it feels gentle instead of dramatic. Heaven is not trying to shake you with chaos. Heaven is trying to restore you with peace. Gentle does not mean weak. Gentle means sustainable. Gentle means lasting. Gentle means you will not have to recover from it later. My child, my beloved, there is something important about timing that many people never understand. If this moment had arrived earlier, it might have confused you. If it had arrived later, it might have frustrated your heart. But now it is coming at the moment your spirit is ready to receive it with peace instead of fear. Now it arrives when your spirit can recognize it without fear. That is divine timing, and you are inside it. Beloved, you are allowed to feel hopeful without explanation. You are allowed to feel calm without proof. You are allowed to believe that something good is unfolding, even if nothing visible has happened yet. Faith is not blind. It is intuitive, and your intuition is awake right now. My child, my beloved, as these hours pass, remain gentle with yourself. Do not criticize your emotions. Do not rush clarity. Let understanding arrive naturally. Later, you will see how this moment connected invisible dots in your life. Beloved, nothing you have endured was wasted. Nothing you felt was ignored. Nothing you hoped for was forgotten. Heaven has been precise with you because your heart is precise. What is coming honors that. Stay present, stay open, stay kind to yourself. My child, my beloved, let us go even deeper now, because this is the part where many hearts begin to understand why this moment matters so much. There is a quiet sacredness around you right now. Even if the world around you looks the same, something unseen has slowed down, as if in itself said, "Wait." Pay attention here. That cause is not empty. It is full of intention. Beloved, there are seasons when nothing seems to move, and then there are moments when everything moves at once, but gently. You are in that gentle movement now. What is unfolding does not need force, noise, or urgency. It needs your awareness. That is why you were drawn to stay. That is why these words keep finding their way into your heart. You are being kept present so that you don't miss the subtle opening that could change how you feel about your life. Play from this point forward. My child, my beloved, you have been carrying a question inside you for a long time. You may not even know how to put it into words, but it sounds something like this. Is there more for me than this? Heaven hears that question clearly, and the answer is yes. Not later, not someday far away. The beginning now, in ways that will unfold naturally rather than suddenly. The beauty coming towards you is not meant to shock you. It is meant to say, Beloved, I want you to understand something important. When blessings arrive quietly, they often require discernment rather than excitement fades. Discernment stays. You are learning to recognize peace, not adrenaline, as your confirmation. That is gross. That is maturity. That is why you are ready now. My child, my beloved, there may be moments in these hours when your mind tries to interrupt Vaiscam with old fears. Thoughts like, what if nothing happens? Or, what if I'm hoping for too much? Those thoughts are not warnings. They are echoes of times when you hoped and were disappointed. But this moment is not repeating the past, it is correcting it. Beloved, sometimes heaven allows disappointment to teach you discernment, so that when something you don't chase, illusions anymore. You wait, you listen, you feel. That is exactly what you are doing now. And that is why what is coming can be trusted. My child, my beloved, you are not meant to struggle endlessly. To deserve goodness is not a reward for suffering. It is part of your design. You were always meant to experience moments of beauty, relief, and quiet joy. The reason it feels emotional right now is because your heart remembers that truth, even if your life made you forget it for a while. Pay attention this divine day to moments that feel unexpectedly warm, a kind word, a moment of clarity, a sense of rightness, a sudden idea that feels hopeful instead of heavy. These are not distractions. They are signals that something is aligning with you instead of against you. My child, my beloved, there is also something leaving you during this window. I believe that you must always struggle. I believe that joy is temporary. I believe that you should not expect too much. These beliefs kept you safe once, but they are no longer needed. As they loosen, you may feel exposed for a moment. That exposure is not danger. It is freedom. Beloved, I want you to know this clearly. Ignoring this moment would not have erased the blessing entirely, but it would have delayed it, and delays hurt because they make us doubt ourselves. Heaven does not want you doubting yourself again. That is why you were called to stay aware now, when awareness can shorten the distance between you and what is meant for you. My child, my beloved, you are not imagining the softness you feel. You are not foolish for hoping. You are not wrong for wanting more peace, more clarity, more meaning. These desires are not weaknesses. They are invitations. And right now, those invitations are being answered. My child, my beloved, you are allowed to. Receive without rushing to understand everything. You do not need to label this moment. You do not need to explain it to anyone. Some moments are meant to be lived first and understood later. This is one of them. Let it be yours. Not toward someone else, but for yourself. Toward the version of you that did the best they could with what they knew at the time. That forgiveness is powerful. It clears space. And space is exactly what blessings need to enter without resistance. My child, my beloved, as these moments continue, stay gentle with your reaction. Stay curious instead of defensive. Stay present instead of distracted. You do not need to watch the clock. The moment will find you when you are relaxed enough to receive it. Beloved, remember this above all else. Nothing beautiful meant for you will require. What is a line will meet you where you are, not where you pretend to be. That is why you are safe to remain open now. You are not waiting anymore. You are witnessing the beginning. Stay aware. Stay soft. Stay trusting. My child, my beloved, stay with me a little longer. Because this is the part where many hearts finally realize why they were brought here at this exact time. There is a sacred stillness around you now. Even if noises exist around you, even if life looks busy on the surface, something. That quiet is not emptiness. It is attention. Heaven's attention is resting on you right now. And then there are moments when everything feels strangely simple. This is one of those simple moments. Not easy, but simple, because the message is not complicated. Something beautiful is moving toward you, and your only task is not to turn away from it out of fear, habit, or distraction. Many people lose good things not because they are unworthy, but because they look away at the wrong moment. You are being protected from that mistake right now. My child, my beloved, I want you to understand something that will bring you peace. What is approaching you does not depend on you being confident all the time. It does not depend on you having everything figured out. It depends on honesty, on presence, on staying connected to your own inner voice instead of silencing it. That inner voice has been growing stronger lately, even if you didn't consciously notice. That strength is why this moment can meet you safely. Beloved, you have spent a long time believing that you must endure before you deserve. That belief kept you moving forward, but it also kept you tired. Heaven is gently releasing you from that pattern now. The beauty coming to you is not a reward for pain. It is a reminder of who you are beneath the pain. When it arrives, you may feel emotional for reasons you can't fully explain. That emotion is recognition. Urgency often comes from fear. Alignment comes from calm certainty. If you feel a quiet yes inside you, trust it. If something feels peaceful, even if it is unfamiliar, trust that too. Your discernment is sharper than you think. It has been shaped by everything you've lived through. You are beginning to see yourself not as someone waiting for life to start, but as someone already living inside it. That shift may feel subtle, but it changes everything. When you see yourself as present instead of postponed, opportunities recognize you faster. That is part of what is unfolding now. My child, my beloved, you may soon notice that a thought which once frightened you no longer has the same power, or that a memory which once hurt feels distant. This is not avoidance. This is healing does not always announce itself with relief. Sometimes it announces itself with neutrality, and neutrality is freedom. Nothing meant for you will arrive in chaos. Nothing aligned will demand panic. What is beautiful and true will approach you gently because it respects the journey you've already done. If something feels rushed or draining, it is not the moment I am speaking about. The moment meant for you will feel steady, even if it brings change. My child, my beloved, there is a reason you were guided to keep reading, to keep saying continue, to keep staying present. Each moment of attention you give is anchoring you deeper into awareness, shortens waiting. Awareness softens fear. Awareness allows blessings to land of passing by unnoticed. Beloved, you are not meant to analyze every detail of what is coming. You are meant to experience it. Analysis comes later. Experience comes now. Trust that you will understand in hindsight why this moment mattered so much. Most turning points only reveal themselves after they've already done their work. My child, my beloved, if you feel tired right now, let yourself rest mentally. You do not need to hold yourself rigid. Relaxation is not laziness, it is receptivity. The more open and relaxed you are, the easier it is for what is meant for you to reach you without resistance. Beloved, remember this truth and keep it close to your heart. You are not being tested right now. You are being met by timing, met by alignment, met by something that recognizes you just as much as you are beginning to recognize it. Stay present in these moments. Stay kind to yourself. Stay aware of the quiet nudges that guide you gently instead of pushing you harshly. You will know when the moment arrives because it will feel like a deep exhale you didn't realize you were. My child, my beloved, nothing about you is accidental. Nothing about this moment is random, and nothing beautiful meant for you will slip away while your heart is this awake. Remain here and awareness. Remain soft in spirit, remain trusting. My child, my beloved, if you feel tired right now, let yourself rest mentally. You do not need to hold yourself rigid. Relaxation is not laziness, it is receptivity. The more open and relaxed you are, the easier it is for what is meant for you to reach you without distance. Beloved, remember this truth and keep it close to your heart. You are not being tested right now. You are being met by timing, met by alignment, met by something that recognizes you just as much as you are beginning to recognize it. Stay present in these sacred moments. Stay kind to yourself. Stay aware of the quiet nudges that guide you gently instead of pushing you harshly. You will know when the moment arrives because it will feel like a deep exhale you didn't realize you were. My child, my beloved, nothing about you is accidental. Nothing about this moment is random. And nothing beautiful meant for you will slip away while your heart is this awake. Remain here in awareness, remain soft in spirit, remain trusting. My child, my beloved, I am still here with you, and I want you to know that your willingness to remain present has already changed the tone of this moment. Many people move through life without ever slowing down enough to recognize when heaven is whispering instead of shouting. You slow down. You listened. That choice alone has created space for something meaningful to enter your life without resistance. That cannot be forced and cannot be explained. It only reveals itself when you are calm enough to notice it. That is the time you are standing in now. You may not see clear evidence yet, but you can feel it, a sense of quiet expectancy, a softness that does not feel empty. This is not imagination. This is your spirit recognizing that something is finally aligning instead of opposing you. My child, my beloved, you have walked through periods where everything felt heavy, where, during those times, you learned endurance. What endurance is not meant to be a permanent state? Heaven never intended for you to live constantly bracing yourself. This moment marks the beginning of a gentler rhythm, one where you are supported rather than tested, guided rather than pushed. Beloved, you may notice that your thoughts are beginning to slow. For that worries which wants to manage your attention feel quieter. That is not avoidance. That is your nervous system responding to safety. When safety returns, the soul relaxes. And when the soul relaxes, it becomes receptive. This is why what is coming can reach you now. Before, it would have felt overwhelming. It will feel right. My child, my beloved, let me speak to the part of you that doubts quietly. The part that says, what if I'm reading too much into this? That part exists because you learned to protect yourself from disappointment. It served you once, but right now it does not need to lead. You do not have to silence it. Simply do not let it decide for you. Let calm decide. Let peace decide. Let intuition decide. Beloved, there is something very important about this window of time. It is not just about what arrives, it is about how you receive. Receiving does not mean grabbing or holding tightly. It means allowing yourself to feel hopeful without immediately preparing for loss. Allowing yourself to imagine good outcomes without bracing for failure. That allowance is new for you. And it is powerful. My child, my beloved, you may feel drawn this divine day to simplify something, to let go of a thought pattern, to stop replaying a story that no longer serves you, to choose rest instead of overthinking. These small internal choices are not distractions from the miracle. They are the pathway to it. Alignment often looks ordinary from the outside, but feels unmistakable on the inside. Beloved, you are not required to do anything dramatic to honor this moment. You are not required to announce it, explain it, or justify it. This moment is intimate. It is between you and the unfolding of your life. Some of the most sacred shifts do not arrive loudly. They come quietly, without witnesses, without applause, without pressure, and without a crowd around them. They happen in the hidden place of awareness, where your spirit begins to understand what your mind cannot yet explain. My child, my beloved, I want you to understand this clearly so fear does not visit you later. If you had ignored this message, life would have continued, but something inside you would have felt slightly unsettled. You may have felt as if you missed a turn, as if something meant for you quietly passed by. But by staying, you have kept yourself aligned with a path that feels lighter, clearer, and more honest to the person you are becoming. That alignment will make the next steps feel less forced. You will not have to push so hard to recognize what belongs to you. Beloved, there is also a sense of recognition approaching your spirit. It will feel like, this makes sense, or this feels right, even if you cannot explain why. When that feeling comes, trust it, because you have spent enough time doubting the quiet wisdom God has placed within you. Your inner knowing has not been weakened by what you survived. It has been refined through experience, shaped by pain, and strengthened by the lessons you had to walk through. What once felt like confusion is now becoming discernment. My child, my beloved, you are not meant to rush forward after this moment. You are meant to carry this calm with you. Let it guide the way you respond. Let it soften the way you speak to yourself. And let it remind you that you are not alone, even when the journey becomes quiet. Beloved, the beautiful thing coming toward you does not need your fear in order to arrive. It needs your peace to remain open. Peace is not weakness, and it is not passivity. Peace is power under divine control. Peace allows the right things to enter without struggle. Peace keeps your spirit steady when the world tries to pull you into panic. Peace helps you recognize what God is sending without mistaking it for noise. My child, my beloved, stay aware in these sacred moments. Be gentle with your reactions and kind toward yourself. If something meaningful arrives, you will recognize it not by excitement, but by relief. It will not feel like chaos rushing through your chest. It will feel like a deep inner yes, a quiet certainty, a sense of rightness that settles you instead of disturbing you. That is how you will know it is aligned with heaven. You are not only waiting anymore, you are participating in what heaven is unfolding. Remain present, remain open, and remain trusting as the next piece begins to reveal itself. My child, my beloved, stay with this stillness a little longer. The meaning of this moment is beginning to settle inside you in a way that will not easily fade. What you are experiencing is not temporary excitement. It is recognition. Recognition is quieter than thrill, but it lasts much longer. It stays with you after the noise of the day returns. It becomes a steady light inside your spirit, reminding you that something beautiful has already begun.